who's back? Abe Assad for the Hawkeyes, ranked 12th in the country, comes in with a record of 14-2. Travis Whittlake for the Cowboys. Whittlake up a couple of weight classes from 165. Won the Southern Scuffle this year. He's won 4 straight since losing to Matt Feinsilver of Michigan. That's when they wrestled the Wolverines down in Arlington in the bout at the ballpark. And I'm sure Hawkeye fans, Jim, happy to see Abe Assad back in that black singlet towing the Resolay.
Right, he hasn't been in the lineup since that big move that he could have been pinned at in the Wisconsin match. But, you know, been out for a while here. I'm sure that you say they're glad to see him in there. Whittlake is interesting to me, moving up from 165. A guy that had a lot of talent here, was probably number 3 seed in the country at that weight class, and had some difficulty at the end of the year, but, you know, really solid wrestler. Guy that likes to spend some time in the weight room here, so moving up a couple weight classes is perfect for him, but trying to bring those 165-pound skills up here to the 84-pound weight class.
Back in 2020 at 165 was a Big 12 champ, All-American first team by the NWCA. Followed that up in 2021 with a 4th place finish at the national tournaments, and then last season just had some injuries. But at 16-3, he's back on track here in 2023.
And when you move up a couple weight classes like that, it takes a while to be able to get used to the size of these guys. You think you can go ahead and hit some of those techniques, and it's just a balance thing. And once you learn how to go with the power and get your angles refined on your attacks, you can really expect bigger things from Whittlake here in the latter part of the season.
Fingers, let him go.
120 here in this first period.
Let him go, gentlemen.
Whittlake from Coos Bay, Oregon, wrestled at Marshfield High School, won 4 state titles for his dad, Travis Sr. Of course, Assad from Illinois, wrestled at Glenbard North, 2-time Illinois state champion. 0-0. Tango here at 184. Cowboys leading it, or trailing it rather, 6-0. Iowa striking first. Good level change. He's got that ankle. Reaching across for the right ankle.
No control.
Oh, good job by Whittlake as well, just getting out of that position there. Notice how he went right to the hands that were on the far ankle there, kept his balance. And what we've seen here so far from both Iowa wrestlers, Kennedy and now with Whittlake here, you know, you can be 90% taken down, and these guys are going to put some pressure back into you, turn back in and get out.
Just keep fighting positions until the end, comes right back at it.
No control, gentlemen. No control.
Again, he's in pretty good position, but Whittlake kicks away once again, and it stays 0-0.
Right, but I tell you what, you have to like what you see with Assad here, working off that snap down position there and getting right to the lead leg of Whittlake. Beautiful work there.
Final seconds tick away, and it's a scoreless opening 3 minutes.
Now let's take a look at this second shot. Look what Assad is doing right there. He's getting snapped down, and in the process lowers his level here to about 6 inches off the mat there with his nose, and dives right back in on a shot there. That's well done. He's going to score some points if he can keep on doing that.
Set on top.
Whittlake goes on bottom. Assad was a first-team NWCA All-American back in 2020. Didn't compete the following year, and then last year came back, was 7th at the Big Tens.
Beautiful elevator series there, Shane.
Still green, still green. 2, reversal.
And there is 2 reversal for Whittlake. Doesn't get the quick escape, gets the quick reversal. Now he'll go to work in that top position.
Yeah, working hard, trying to put some weight on the hands of Assad. And notice how he's got hip down there a little bit, but he's coming hard with that spiral ride. You'll try to keep your weight on the hands. He's not off to the side very much there with that, but you can see the right hand coming in on the inside thigh. Hand fighting there. Now Assad has blocked it off. He's going to drop his hips and bring his head up and make the turn.
Assad is on the board. A tally for the Hawkeye, 2-1. Riding time at 23 seconds for Whittlake midway through this second period. After that 7th place finish last March in Lincoln, Assad 1-2 at the national tournaments. And he's been really solid this season.
He has. Now adjustments changed inside the match here, okay. Whittlake has been able to go ahead and experience a couple times now. When he comes heavy on the head, if he doesn't move his feet, Assad's going to get in on his legs. Okay, so expect for him to go ahead and moving his feet when he gets that down pressure and see if that opens up anything. It's a great time for Assad, just maybe in that point of indecision, maybe break free and go. There it is, right there, get to a shot.
But look at the hips from Whittlake. Assad on the shoe tops.
Right, this is the tough part about moving up 2 weights. Can you go ahead and make that work? Because you just got a grip to beat. You got to have your chest up, your hips down.
He breaks the grip.
And he scoops the leg as well. He settles back as Assad tries to move back in. Assad gets to a leg.
Assad with the left leg. Shin whizzer, though, from Whittlake. And Assad with 2 seconds in the period scores the takedown. He's up by 1.
Wow, beautiful persistence by Assad. Look at the fight right here. Wow, that little whip right there. I'll tell you what, the technique right there looked like he was wearing an orange singlet there. That's the limp arm right there. The Oklahoma State uses a lot off their single leg finishes there. Back at you.
Takedown with 2 seconds left to take the lead. He'll go on bottom to begin this 3rd period. Gosh, short time scoring. Those are backbreakers.
Yeah, you go back to that situation. Whittlake settled for scooping the leg as opposed to just running around him, continue to run around him, and it was enough for Assad to get back in on the leg.
Now Assad up by a pair. Assad's looked really good on his feet, Jim, able to capitalize late in the second, but we've seen a couple other really solid attacks from him today.
Well, maybe it's just what he needed right there, a couple weeks off and really focus on drilling and not hitting the hard wrestling as much, the hard conditioning. You're always going to try to do that, the weightlifting and working the other parts of your body. Obviously, you see his elbow taped up, but, you know, I think that hard drilling is so important this time of year.
There's a counterattack and a re-attack from Whittlake.
He looks better than when he left. As far as that goes, you see his activity level, his feet. He sensed that shot from Whittlake, got his right leg back.
Assad coming off that loss, as you mentioned, Jim, to Tyler Dow being pinned in Madison. His only other loss was 3-2 to Marcus Coleman of Iowa State back here in Iowa City early December. .40 seconds in the 3rd. Riding time and on factor.
Just like Nelson Branstein, he's just keeping right there in the middle, that black part of the mat. Like you mentioned, the phone booth. Willing to go ahead and beat you in the phone booth, present themselves, control the tie, not run into the edge.
And he has not been hit for stalling. If you're Assad right here, want to circle back in. Half attempt there by Whittlake. Now he dives into the hips. Final 10 seconds. The Hawkeyes winning the close ones to start out this dual meets. Make it 3 in a row. This one from Assad, 4-2. Ranked 3rd in the country. Tony Cassioppi for the Hawkeyes. Konner Doucet for the Cowboys. Tony Cassioppi coming out to some Johnny Cash. Cassioppi coming off losses to Greg Kirkland and Mason Paris. Began the season 16-0. And that was a wild one. His last time out with Mason Paris of Michigan. Paris rallying back to beat the Hawkeye 9-7. Cassioppi this season, 10 falls.
Fingers, let him. Fingers.
Iowa's won the close ones, Jim. That's been the story.
That's been the story, exactly. That they controlled the ties, and like you've said before, they've just done it in that phone booth set up in that black circle right there in the middle of the mat. They haven't got pushed around. They got pushed out a few times late. here. Possibly could have given up some stall points at that point in time, but the bottom line is that they've been the aggressor and have gotten after some good shots.
Cassioppi from Roscoe, Illinois, won a couple of Illinois state titles at Hononegah High School. He's a 3-time All-American in that Iowa singlet. We're scoreless 60 seconds in. Hard snap from Cassioppi. Front headlock.
Good, wrestle here, Konner. Here he comes, good.
You know, so much in wrestling, Shane, is just knowing enough to get back to neutral here. Just got to just go ahead and Cassioppi knowing that Doucet is probably just going to go ahead and do that. That's a great time to go ahead and really pull him down here. And you know, he's wrestled the 2 best guys in the country here. Now you come up with a guy that's not as maybe as skilled, but a guy that may be coming on a little bit. You want to get to your offense as quickly as possible.
Doucet, 4-time state champion from Comanche High School.
Used to winning.
And coming off a really nice win, he beat Josh Heinzelman of Oklahoma.
Oh,
as Cassioppi, classic Tony Cassioppi, take down 2-0. But he beat that Sooner in the Bedlam victory a couple days back, avenging a loss to the first Bedlam meeting earlier in the season with Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. Cassioppi 2-0, 50 seconds in the first. Big Ten championships, Jim. How about heavyweight? Top 4 in the country with Paris, Kirkfleets, Cassioppi, and Davison. Not to mention All-American Trent Hilger.
Yeah, and I don't know how that will go. It's safe to assume just on odds that it always seems to change a little bit based on the rankings here, but I don't know if any of those 4 guys should lose their seed. You know, they're all good enough to be, you know, hold that seed if they, you know, somebody that finishes 4th shouldn't fall to 5th.
Cassioppi with a takedown, riding time over 50 seconds, looking to finish this period on top. He's got Doucet on bottom with 10 seconds to go. Takes riding time over a minute.
Nice takedown here by Cassioppi. You see he's going ahead. It's heavy. See how it gets his ear over there to the rib cage right there. It makes the run for the leg, and then dumps it back the other direction, and then just does a great job of covering. But he's really good footwork by the big man. See a gash on the bridge of the nose. I love, Jim, that snatch single. You don't get caught underneath, especially at this weight class. You get caught underneath those big guys. That's a bad place to be. Right, and notice he worked it with the little shoulder block and rotation right there, got his head in the right spot, and did the rest with his feet. He scoops up the near ankle. Slides in a half Nelson. Cassioppi, 25 career falls. As I mentioned, 10 this season. Just pinching that right side. There's a sit from Doucet, but Cassioppi stays behind the hips. Sagging real hard on that right-hand side, then he comes over and breaks on the left arm right there. So hard right here, and he'll reach back over, attack the left arm.
Both men, action, both men.
The official calling both men for action. You call stalling here, Jim? You know, I don't know who you call it on. Maybe the top man because he's in a parallel position. Or a stalemate, that's what Angel Rivera calls. So this is critical off this restart here for Doucet. Yeah, what he's looking for is some sort of you know, changeover move where you're going to try to get Cassioppi off of your left side of your body and get him onto your right. And in that transition, maybe break hand control, but there's really no movement there. Cassioppi off the whistle, gets that right side. You see what Cassioppi did? He started left and then moved right into that. All right, so he ended up on a kind of a covering position.
Action.
But once again, now pretty well parallel ride, and but there just needs to be a little bit more activity right underneath to get that stall call. Yeah, this is pretty much when you have both hands inside of the thigh like that. That's really
not a very aggressive ride, right? So not really looking forward to even break the guy down very well. You're following.
Riding time over 3 minutes. It's locked up before the second period sees its conclusion to the third. Cassioppi leading it 2-0. Here's the bull, Alex Marinelli, 4-time Big Ten champion, talking with Nelson Brands. Nelson Brands defeating Dustin Plott of Oklahoma State. That's a good win for Nelson Brands heading into Big Tens.
It certainly is. Plott, All-American, climbed the ladder last year. So he never came close to really getting his offense off. I mean, that's what you've seen from Nelson the last few weeks, is that even some of the best wrestlers in the country have had difficulty with him, and he's becoming that tough out. Now it's turning it into beating some pretty good wrestlers.
You got it.
So you see Doucet basically doing the same thing that Cassioppi was doing to him, that double ride.
But he's pretty much down 3-0 as the riding time is locked up.
Yeah, he's not going to get much advantage here. If you can't turn Cassioppi here, you may want to go to your feet, but
trying to rock him back. Now Cassioppi to his feet, and the Hawkeye escapes. Now, of course, Jim, with 60 seconds left, the reality is against a guy like Cassioppi, he needs something big.
yeah, and I don't think Cassioppi's really in a position that, you know, he's got that inside wrist grab right there, that right arm right there, that right hand is hard on that wrist. And for Cassioppi maybe to go a little bit of a misdirection here. He's going to attack both sides of the body. You know, and if you're Doucet, what do you have? You know, he didn't come all this way up from Oklahoma just not to go ahead and do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Even if you don't
get
the win, I mean, finish with a takedown, finish with something.
Well, even if you give up a takedown, you're not going to hurt the team at all here. It's 4-0 here. Riding time is locked. What do you have?
We began the duel at 165 pounds. To kick off our second half, it'll be Spencer Lee, the 3-time national champion, and his final home duel of his career in that Black Iowa singlets. So Tony Cassioppi gets back to his winning ways with the riding time points. 4-0 for Big Tony as he improves to 17-2 on the season. He's won 51 straights. Here comes Spencer Lee. You know what? One of the all-time greats. Spencer Lee, 91 victories, 78 of those bonus points. He has won 51 straight.
Ooh, right.
Spencer Lee looking to go home in style. 33 career falls. He cinches this one tight. The crowd wants it. Angel Rivera thought about it.
Witcraft doing all he can, but that was it.
Spencer Lee with the fall. Spencer Lee, 38 of his 92 victories in the first period. Spencer Lee settling in. Witcraft, he fought it hard for as long as he could, but that was tight. There you see his family, Father Larry, his mother Kathy. Pretty cool moment here in Iowa City, Jim.
And then Spencer, after it was all over with, showing his love for this Carver Hawkeye crowd. They've grown to appreciate his ways, dominant ways in this sport, as he continues his quest for his 4th national title.
133 pounds, he's ranked 2nd in the country, 3-time NCAA finalist Daton Fix from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, and Brody Teske. Teske comes in 6-1. His only loss to Roman Bravo Young of Penn State. One great to another, Jim, with Spencer Lee and Daton Fix.
Certainly is some of the best wrestlers we've seen. Daton Fix, of course, 2-time NCAA runner-up to, actually 3-time NCAA runner-up here, twice to Roman Bravo Young. Exciting matches that have kind of thrilled everybody here with their athletic ability. A world silver medalist, and you know, Teske, a guy here that's giving up the single leg right now. Seen that Fix his arm around the waist there real tight, gonna limp it right out there. That's that little limp arm right there that you see, classic Oklahoma State style in finishing a single leg.
This season now, Daton Fix, he scored 64 takedowns. He's given up only 1 as they wrestle on the edge. Looking for a good mat return there and out of real estate. Fix, 3-time Big 12 champion. Won 4 Oklahoma State titles at Charles Page High School, 168-0. Won a junior world title in 2017, as you mentioned, Jim. In October of 2021 in Oslo, a world silver medal.
Good, right there, go.
And a guy also that can turn people on top. But seeing where Teske's doing a nice job of battling, kind of staying on his feet right now. Fix committing to a mat return. He likes to go ahead and work into a Turk off that. Now he's coming into a leg ride. Now we got a situation where Teske grabbing that leg. And kind of a clock burner here. Maybe able to get a reversal off this. Saying, let's go with the leg. I like that action as he comes back in.
1, 2, 3.
You hear the counts.
4, 5.
And that's going to be a stall call.
Well, the referee focused solely on the fact that Daton Fix had a hold of the ankle in that situation, but of course it was kind of a little bit more of a scramble because Teske had a hold of his ankle.
Optional start.
So Fix showing optional starts.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Set.
The Cowboy Fix pushes away Teske, 2-1.
And it's clearly a caution there on that start there by Teske. Got set, jumped out.
Fix, one of those guys, Jim, it's all forward pressure. Very rarely do you see him take a step back.
Well,
he stalks and attacks.
Yeah, he does. And what is unique about him is he could hit that inside trip, and he comes hard with it. He does it from an overhook. He'll do it from an underhook right there. He likes to go ahead and trip that right leg of Teske. Ends up taking a lot of guys from their feet to their back. I'm sure Teske's aware of that. When you got a great inside trip wrestler, you just got to go ahead and circle away from that. Circle to your left here, get your leg back, get your feet moving. It's hard to hit a moving target.
Fix 2-1, 15 seconds here in the first. 2-on-1 from Teske. Half shot there from Fix.
Yeah, Teske working with the 2-on-1, trying to control Fix from the elbow down.
Bad choice.
It's kept him in this match.
Fix with the choice, he'll go on bottom. Brody Teske, 4-time Iowa State champion at 4 different weights. Of course, went to Penn State out of high school, wrestled at Fort Dodge, and then to UNI. Couple-time Big 12 finalist, won it in 2021. Good return from Teske off the whistle.
Oh yeah, that's a little Gefeller reversal attempt there by Casting across, trying to pick up on that bottom leg here.
Still green.
Look for him to post on the hand. As he posts on the hand, he gets a little bit better elevation to be able to go ahead and scramble and settle
Still
back.
green.
Teske holding on to that ankle pretty well.
Still green.
Teske,
Still green.
a little bit better position, but look at fixing that scrambling.
Improve.
Teske still has a hold of the leg, though.
One,
Now he switches
two,
off to the other leg.
3, 4, 5. Stop riding
It's going to be
time.
a stall call here because Teske was not able to get up higher on that. That'll be a stall call. Riding time has been goes down here, but Teske uses it to his advantage and gets around. Angel Rivera's going to stop the match and call stalling.
Good job there in the situation there, Jim. They let them continue to wrestle because it appeared that Fix
Green, you got hit with
would
the
get
stall
the
call
escape,
there,
so they
Green.
allow him the time to get the escape. But as you mentioned, the riding time stops. So the riding time is at 28 seconds for Fix. It's been a good period for Teske.
Really has been. He stayed with Fix. Done a nice job of scrambling.
1 minute remaining.
Fix just hit that quad pod stand up here. Now he's just going to go with more standard split the grip.
No, it's illegal. It's illegal.
Good mat return. Let's see if Fix creates a little more back pressure and comes back over the head.
Trying to reach back with his right arm.
I got
Plenty of
reaction
time.
time,
Teske
bud.
keeps that hook.
He wants to keep his head up in this position. Drop your hips, keep your head up, and keep on moving
Still
around.
green.
Notice how he's focusing on that
Still
bottom
green.
leg right there. He's got the leg
Two
turked right there.
reversal.
Once that leg was turked here, Teske knew he was out of luck there in that position and gave up the reversal.
With that reversal, Fix leading it 4-1.
1, 2,
Teske
3,
here in short time.
1 neutral.
He gets the escape.
Yeah, good action there by Teske. Got him on the edge there. Split the grip. Keeps himself in the match again. 5 seconds left in the second.
Set.
And we'll take a 4-2 score to the third period. Teske's got the choice. He'll go on bottom.
Crowd hoping he can sense a little electricity here.
both
That
of you have
educated
one
crowd, was
stop,
that
okay? Both of you.
enough to put Daton
Green
Fix
hold,
into a
set,
little bit of a
red call.
lower gear? Can Teske go ahead and keep that intensity up in the bottom position and test Fix physically?
Teske off the whistle, works to his feet.
One
Much
neutral.
commitment there from
Right.
Fix as he gives the escape. It's a one-point match here early third period.
It is, and just the body language of Daton Fix he doesn't look like himself out there right now.
You can't help but think about, Jim, Tony Ramos at 133 and Jordan Oliver of Oklahoma State.
I got a litany of guys in matches I could show you here that they're falling prey to what this crowd gets involved with it. Can Teske take advantage of that intensity? Of course, the way the match has been called here stalling-wise, can he? There's an attempt there, comes back out of it, dives back in, reshot there by Fix.
Good sequence for both guys. Crowd getting into this one.
They are really working hard on, there's Fix there, just being Fix right there.
1, 2 takedown. 1,
He's going to get the
2,
takedown
And he might get a fall here.
4.
as he works up on the body. Fix going to get the takedown. He's got 4 near fall upcoming. But he might be thinking 6. Trying to pin Teske's shoulders to the Resolites.
Got to keep that left leg elevated right there and see if he can go ahead and turn it. Now he scoops that leg up there. Keep that left leg elevated there. Can he go ahead and finish up this turn? He pins a lot of guys in this position.
Same forward. Same situation.
Riding time
Same
over a minute for
situation.
Fix.
Well, you know, Teske sensed a little bit of weakness out there. He got his attacks going, but, you know, the skill of Fix and just the poise was just
Same
too much in that
situation,
situation. And got the
Forward,
pilot light
near
started
fall.
again and pouring on the points.
And the near fall is awarded. Riding time is locked up.
1, 2,
And
3,
Daton Fix,
4.
he had to work for it, but in the end, gets the 11-3 major decision as he improves to 22-0, heading into the Big 12 championships. Cowboys are on the board. Real Woods, undefeated, ranked number 2 in the country for the Hawkeyes. And Carter Young for Oklahoma State. Carter Young, Jim's won 7 of 8. He's really turned the corner.
Yeah, he has, but he's going to have to deal with a pretty explosive Real Woods, and Real Woods scoops that leg, and Carter Young looking for an ankle pass right there.
2.
It got to a 2 count. Did the danger call on Carter Young?
See,
No
Real
control,
Woods is
gentlemen.
stopping them as he tries to kick
Everything
that ankle
legal.
pass.
Keep
Now
everything
Young
legal.
getting a little bit of elevation, and
No control,
Woods turning
gentlemen.
back in. I think he's going to be able to get
Nothing
this
yet,
because of his... Oh, they called it a potentially dangerous. That's a quick one on that one, but I think that was a good call,
Those
right?
guys were all tied up as we'll restart.
Nobody wants anything bad to happen this
Stop
time of
moving.
year, you know, unnecessarily in the first part of the period there in a scramble.
Real Woods coming to Iowa City from Stanford, where he was a 2-time All-American, 3-time NCAA qualifier, won a couple of Pac-12 titles. Good
Ooh,
attack
I
from
love
Real
that.
Woods.
I really like that shot right there. Hard off that
No
front
control,
headlock.
gentlemen. No control.
Has that leg shelved,
control,
reaching across to
gentlemen.
the far hip, drives
2
through against the
takedowns.
takedown
You got
textbook.
2.
That was just sweet.
One.
But just off that front headlock, he got that left leg to step forward and drove across at the perfect angle with a low single. I was showing that to my nephew last night at the state tournament.
When I
Got to
hear
bring that into your repertoire, Colby. Let's go.
Jay, switch.
when I hear you get excited about stuff, when I see your appreciation for that technique, I know it's special.
Still
That
alive
was
here,
well
gentlemen,
done.
at the edge.
Now he's going, Jim, to that classic coffee grinder in the top position.
It's a head lever. You can Google it, all right?
Keep
You
it
Google
legal.
coffee grinder, you're going to be in a Walmart somewhere, all right?
Real Woods has that right wrist, now going to work it back into a hammerlock on the edge.
Let's go.
And we'll come back to the center. Real Woods undefeated this season. 7 of his 12 victories, bonus point wins.
Knees back,
Wrestled
buddy.
at
Knees back.
Montini
Here we go.
Catholic.
Set.
4-time finalist at the Illinois State Tournament, captured 3 crowns, also part of a couple team titles for the Broncos.
Well, this is the area where Carter Young has struggled the most in his career. We've seen him where he's been pretty good on his feet, and he's just had a difficult time here making the adjustment in the down position.
Action, gentlemen.
And this is the wrong guy at the wrong time to be struggling in the down position with. Real Woods
Red,
tight
you're
with that.
stalling, Red.
We've seen Real
Tight
Woods
waist.
this season in that top position. He's been spectacular, especially in the first period. You see Carter Young, he's got the elbows out, flat on his belly, head on the res light. He's in a tough way with 50 seconds in this first period, riding time over a minute for Woods.
Now he's got that 2-on-1, the cross wrist right there. Notice how he's trying to get the point of the shoulder
Action!
down. Now he switches off to a 2-on-1. Really making the
Red.
bottom man
Red
work. And,
stalling. One green.
Another
You
stall
got caught
call,
for
the
stalling,
second
Red.
of the period.
yeah, and that's
Just
just
a point.
yeah, that's just not being able to get your wrist free, and that's just an essential in college wrestling. And with the best guys, can always take advantage of you if you have that. Haven't got that figured out.
Carter Young, a 3-time Oklahoma State champion, and he's going to get rolled through inside of 10 seconds. Real Woods will tack on some near fall
Same situation.
late. Big first period for Real Woods. He's up 7-0.
Take a look at his tilt. Notice how he pops him down to that right shoulder right there and
Would you
goes
like red?
over it. So that's
Neutral, Red,
been
neutral.
working on that for a while, and he
Check.
ended up getting it. Again, that buys you a lot of parallel riding if you can go ahead and get tilts off of that.
Big period for Real Woods. A takedown, couple stall calls, final 10
Hey, watch
seconds.
those hands. Watch
The
those hands.
4-point turn, riding time over 2 minutes. That is championship caliber wrestling from Real Woods.
No doubt, and that's what's impressed me about him this season is that this is a guy that can go ahead and has the skills to be able to go ahead and, you know, already looking at him from his ranking, he's right there, but he's a guy that, hey, you know that he great opportunity to compete for an NCAA title.
Ranked number 1 is Andrew Aliras of Northern Colorado. Woods goes 2-on-1.
Center.
It'd be a real disappointment for Carter Young, who's really solid on his feet, not to get anything off, not even to get a shot where you can just feel a leg. But this is what I like, what I see from Woods this season, is how he's been able to hold leads. What we've seen from Iowa so far, they stayed in the middle.
50 seconds to go in the second.
Yeah, he lowers his level. Sometimes he even just slaps his hands on the mat here to try to get the guy to react to it. Really keeping the guy off balance with his fakes right there. Good fakes right there, getting Young to react to that. And then again, what we've seen here throughout this match is that the Iowa wrestlers are heavy with the hands, but they're not leaning into the guys too hard.
There's a shot from Young right into the chest of Woods. Now down to 15 seconds left in the period, and back to the center. And Young, Jim, in his last month, he's beaten Cale Happel of Northern Iowa, Casey Swiderski of Iowa State, big win against Alan Hart of Missouri, recently Moshe Schwartz against Oklahoma. I mean, he's been really wrestling at a high level this last month.
But that just tells you exactly what you're talking about. There are levels. And Real Woods is at a pretty high level.
No score to close the second.
Your choice. Iowa, your choice.
Get him a pillow. Of course, that's Terry Brand's quotes. Get him a pillow. There's Terry Brands.
Oh.
World champion, Olympic medalist. Get him a pillow. One of my other favorite Terry lines is, he doesn't like tough wrestling. You guys don't like tough wrestling.
Can you imagine if Terry Brands was a hall monitor at high school or junior high? He would have every inch of that patrolled.
Woods starting this third period in the bottom position. Works to his feet.
Fingers, hands.
And gets the escape. I got to get one of those shirts. I like that. Get him a pillow.
Gotta go to him.
I wonder where he got that from. I'll have to ask him.
Center, gentlemen, center. Working center.
90 seconds left in this third period. Woods in line for a major decision to be his third of the year.
Really up to Young at this point in time. If you got anything in the tank, if you got anything, you know, what's your offense right there? Nice little drag right there to it. Reacted to very well by Woods. That's what Young likes to do, is hit that little drag there to a single leg.
Woods just showing how strong he is. I mean,
yeah.
Carter Young really unable to generate any kind of substantial offense. Real Woods.
He's controlling the tie. He's controlling the spacing between the two athletes. Right there.
Stay center, gentlemen.
Be the #1 seed at the Big Tens at 141. Riding time is secured.
Right there, that little move right there, just to drop down like that, lower his level, just gets guys off balance.
The other thing with Woods, he's very offensive, but he is super, super stingy and tough to score on defensively.
Yeah. Good reactions there by Woods. We'll see if he's committed to scoring here. Short time.
Just keeps him in that chest lock position. And he gets a takedown with 1 second left for the 11-0 decision. Real Woods, a winner today, 13-0 in the Big Ten Championships, dropping down that hammer in Iowa City.